This video is going to be different than my others. It's just going to be me talking about the camera, no article or anything. It's just something that I feel very strongly about, and I'm curious if I'm right or not. Now there's many type of annoying personalities, and by the age you're 20, you probably know most of them. Like, for example, the narcissist. Regardless of what the conversation is, the narcissist wants to make it about them. I remember watching The View. I know, like, why am I was watching The View. They were talking about the war in Ukraine, and one of the ladies there was like, oh, yes, war in Europe is so horrible because I wanted to make my vacation in Europe, and now I am uncertain. Like, lady, they're talking about the war, people dying, and they're talking about human misery and suffering, and you want to contribute by pointing out that, well, you can't go on vacation in Europe anymore because you're uncertain. So this is like one type of annoying person, and there's the other type of annoying person, the negativist. Like no matter what you do, it's not good enough. I remember when I went to med school, a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, but like you're kind of old, aren't you? I mean, you already did a university. Why are you doing another one? Like, you're not going to make it. The med school is hard." Like those types of people are also annoying. But the personality that I'm going to speak about is probably the most annoying. I mean, the first two you kind of recognize, and it's easy to get rid of them. Like, if you have a strong personality, you just tell them to fuck off, right? And it's kind of socially acceptable to tell them to fuck off because most people understand that they're a negative individual. But the one that I'm talking about is usually charming and positive. Too charming, too positive, in fact. And usually it's also a lady. So telling a lady to fuck off in public is not really the best move you can make, right? But they are obnoxious. And what I'm talking about is when you actually have problems, like when you actually have legitimate reasons for grievances. Your cat died. You got fired from your job. Like something that will affect most normal human beings, especially when the event is recent. And then, like, the positivity person comes up and it's like, well, at least you still have your health. Oh, it's not so bad. Oh, you broke up. Oh, you're going to find someone else. Again, like, this is not necessarily me. I mean, I know how to deal with these people, but I remind myself how it was when I didn't know how to deal with them and how obnoxious they were. My advice is, and again, like, this is not in your relationship with me in the comment section. This is about, like, if you happen to do this in real life, please stop. Like, think about it. It's incredibly obnoxious. Why is it obnoxious? Because you're invalidating that person's experiences. Like, that person is suffering, he is grieving. You telling him platitudes and obnoxious shit is not required within that moment. Don't do it to a guy. Like, I don't know, like, maybe women like this. Like, if you're going through a breakup and someone comes up to you and says, it's like, well, it's okay, like, you're going to find someone better. Or if you get fired, it's like, oh, there's no problem, you're going to find the job that pays 10 times better. Do not say these platitudes. You don't know. You don't know jack shit. In fact, I remember when I was at the hospital, there was this kid came in, beaten by his alcoholic father, right? And the kid was a little bit upset about it. Obviously, didn't want to press charges, but he was still upset. And the nurse there was like, "Oh well, he's still your father. Like, things will work out. You'll see." And I'm like, "How the fuck do you know, bitch? How do you know? There is no way of knowing this. Like, that you don't even know the name of this guy. You just met him. How do you possibly know? You know nothing about him." But it's like this thing where they're like, we'll say something that sounds nice, I guess, in an attempt to cheer the person up. And this is like why this type of behavior is the worst, is because the person legitimately believes they're doing something good. Like the narcissist, the other person, the naysayer, and all the other people, Like they're not doing it necessarily out of a position of kindness, but this like toxic positivity person is doing it from a position of kindness, right? So they don't understand that what they're doing is obnoxious. And no one has the balls to tell them to, because again, like in most social situations, it is very difficult to tell a person that's going to come up to you and is trying to be nice and saying something, and you're telling them to fuck off. Again, especially if they're a lady, it's very difficult. So a lot of people don't warn them. It's like, hey, your behavior is making you an asshole. Just stop. Stop and think what you're doing, right? So, how do you deal with these people? Well, body language is the most important part in most communications. So you have to make firm eye contact. And you need to tell them, I understand where you're coming from, and you're right, I still have my health, but I would rather not talk about this right now. Or I need some time alone, please. And most of the time they will understand. If they continue, then you become a little bit more aggressive. Like you need to use your body language in a way that they know they are offending you. However, your words and your vocabulary needs to still remain nice. This is due to the fact that if there are many other people around you, right, and you have this toxic person that's being overwhelmingly nice, if you respond in any other way, it looks bad on you. But if you are just using your body language and you're making like firm eye contact with that person, and your body language is a little bit aggressive, not too aggressive, but like a little bit aggressive, just by maintaining long, uncomfortable eye contact, and having your voice be firm and direct, then what this does is that eventually that person will back away. And again, the reason you want that person to back away is that sometimes it is okay to feel upset. Like sometimes it is okay to feel depressed about something. Like you can't get over a tragedy unless you actually suffer for a little while so that you can move on. Right? You can't just like go through life smiling and cheering. That is not what the human experience is about. Life has moments of happiness. Life has moments of sadness. Sometimes it can have both. A normal, rational human being is capable of spreading his emotions and dealing with each object individually. So you may be happy that you're healthy, but at the same time, you may still be upset because you lost your job. You should make sure that you do not allow others to invalidate these feelings from you. And again, like these ridiculous platitudes. It's like, well, I'm sure you're going to find someone better, or I'm sure you're going to find a different job. It's not really a healthy way of thinking. Because solutions are more important than platitudes. So if someone comes up to you and goes like, okay, so you lost your job, well, you have this experience, maybe you can write this resume, and I have a couple of friends that may be interested in hiring someone of your talent. That is a useful person. Holy shit, like when you're suffering and you get someone like that, oh my god, like all of a sudden it cheers you up, right? Even like a person that will be like, oh, you lost your job, well, tell me about it. How was it? Like, oh, that's horrible. And what are you going to do? That is another type of person that's beneficial in this situation, right? But when you have someone that's like, oh, well, you're going to find something else, well, fuck off, you do not benefit at all from these individuals. They're very draining and consuming. And again, like I think the reason they're the worst is because it's a lot more difficult to deal with them, especially in social situations. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.